Hey everyone, welcome back to new series of Python. In today's video, we will discuss about parse by reference. So imagine you have a box and this box is treated as a variable. So inside this box, we have an object. Let's say that this object is treated as a value. So when you pass this box to a function, you are actually passing the reference to the box, not the copy of the object inside it. So let's see an example with a mutable object. Here we can just consider the mutable object as a list. Mutable objects are nothing but once we just create an object, we can just make changes in it. So here we are just going to use the list. I have a list. Let's say the name of the list is my list. I'm going to provide the name of the list as my list, where it has got some value. Okay, so let's say 1, 2, 3 is the values that are in my list. Now I just need to make slight changes, which means I want to add a new value into my list. Okay, so this will be explained through parse by reference. So in case of parse by reference, it is treated like both the actual parameter and formal parameter will refer to the same memory location. Therefore, any changes made to the formal parameter will be reflected to the actual parameter. In this case, we can say that instead of parsing the values, we are actually passing the address. Okay, so let's define a function. To define the function, we have to use the keyword def over here. As we want to modify the function, modify the list, I'll be providing the name of the function as modify list. So you can give the name of the function as modify list. Afterwards, we have to pass the parameter. So the parameter, now we are just going to pass here is the actual parameter in which the values will be storing. So here, in this case, we know that we have a list called my list. And we just need to add certain values and update that in the actual parameter, right? So you can actually use this list name over here in order to store the value. Okay. So in order to set a function, we know we have to use colon in order to close that, right? Now, I just want to add a certain value. Let's say I just want to add 4 into my list, into this existing list. So, as we just want to add the value into the existing list, you have to consider the name of the list. So, the name of the list is actually treated as a parameter. So, here you can provide that, put a dot, and we can just use the append operator. Because to add an element, we can use the append, because here we are just going to add only single element or object. So here we have set likewise. Afterwards, what we have to do is that we just need to call for the function. In order to call the function, we know here the name of the function is modify list. You can just call that and pass the argument or the formal parameter. So the formal parameter is actually my list, because here we are just going to make an alteration or change in this existing list. So that will be, the formal parameter and the actual parameter are same over here. So you can say that we are going to give the formal parameter as my list itself, because it's a variable in which we are just updating the value or adding the value. So I have done that. Afterwards, we just need to print the result, right? So in order to print the result, I'll be using the print function, and you can use the variable name over here. So as you just run this file, here you can see that you will be getting the result as list of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So from this, we can conclude that my list is the actual parameter in which the values will be storing. So currently, the list has 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that is referring to the same memory, okay, as that of the actual, formal parameter. And once we just modify the list using the append and all, the value will be just updated over there, but still it will be referring to the same memory location. So therefore, we can say that any changes made to the formal parameter will be reflected in the actual parameter. And we can say instead of passing the value, we are actually passing the address. So as you just consider the address of my list, and that is the actual parameter and formal parameter, you will be getting the same address. So let me just run this file, and here you can see we have just got the result as 1234 because we have just updated that. Now to find the address of the variable, we can again use the print function, and we know we can just use the id function over here, provide the object. Here the object is my list. So here you can see currently after updating the list, we will be getting 1234 as a value. Okay. So as you just run this, here you can see you will be getting the address over here likewise. And see, these parameter has got the same name. So we only just need to consider this. Okay. So even if you just try to get the idea of this modified list, you will be getting the same address, and we can conclude that we are not passing the values. Instead of this, we are actually passing the addresses. And we can say that the lists are mutable, meaning we can change the values once they are created. And when we pass the list to the function, we are essentially passing a reference to the same list object. So any changes made to the list inside the function will affect the original list outside the function. So I hope this video clarifies how to manage pass by reference in Python, and that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.